The United States in the mid-1800s. Ours is a large nation, a young nation full of restless, forward-looking people. As the population grows and our borders expand, thousands are looking west to build better lives for themselves and their families. From all over the country, people from all walks of life are selling nearly everything they own, loading their remaining possessions.
Merchants here in town.
Howdy!
Ain't this exciting? All these folks bustling about, getting ready to strike out on the trail. Just speaking for myself, I can't wait. I've spent pretty near all my life so far cooped up in my parents' home back east. But I just got married 4 weeks ago, and now my husband and I are heading out to make a new life for ourselves. I hear disease is the biggest danger on the trail. You gotta stay healthy, eat right, don't push yourself too hard, and get rest when you're sick. And be careful at rivers. Rivers kill almost as many people as disease, but I'm sure we'll do all right.
You bought all your supplies yet? You know, some folks forget about some important items that might prove right useful out on the trail. Just about everybody buys food, extra clothes, guns, ammunition, and spare wagon parts. But there's some other things you might want to take as well. Well, I wouldn't go without a good long rope or chain, which can help in crossing rivers or going up and down steep hills.
Good day to you, friend. I'm new here in town. I'm making ready to head out on the trail west. Ah, so you're doing the same. Well, maybe we can link up with the same wagon train. I wouldn't start out with less than, say, 400 pounds of food per person. Of course, how much you can take depends on how big your wagon is and how many draft animals you got.
see you're fixin' to head out west, too. My husband's all rarin' to go, but I must say I have my apprehensions. I hear terrible stories about vast deserts, wild animals, disease, and Indian attacks. We got ourselves a good life here in the East, and I don't see why we have to uproot ourselves now. Well, if you must go, I guess I should say if we must go, I'd suggest making sure we have strong, healthy animals and a good, sturdy wagon with spare parts. Our lives'll depend on 'em.
Excuse me, friend. You appear to be making ready to head out west. Do you know of any people who are still in the process of forming a wagon train? My husband and I, he's off buying supplies, are looking for a nice group of people to join in our move west. I'd say you and I both ought to find a wagon train. A 2,000-mile journey through the untamed wilderness is nothing to be undertaken lightly. There's strength in numbers, you know. Well, good day and good luck to you.
Howdy.
Have you decided the best time to leave yet? Well, some leave real early to get a jump on the other wagons and to give themselves plenty of time. But then there may not be much grass for the animals and you may run into spring snows. It's best not to leave too late either. Then you may not make it all the way before the winter snows hit. I'd recommend leaving in April or even early May.
Hello, friend. Say, has your wagon train formed yet? And have you met to form the council that'll provide guidance and governance on your long journey? Bylaws and regulations drawn up by your self-elected council will be your only law on the trail. You got to keep out the bad element and make arrangements for settling disputes. I have here a complete and elegantly scripted constitution, suited to all upright citizens. Drew it up myself. I had a year in law school, you know. If you let me join your wagon train, I'll be glad to offer this here constitution to you free of charge.
Hello.
Hello?
You bought everything you need yet? We probably don't have much more time before we have to start heading out on the trail. I've been shopping around comparing prices. Now and then you find a good deal, but dad blame it if I don't think these merchants here have gotten together and worked things out so's they keep the prices high. Buy your provisions now while you can. Any stores or trading posts we come across on the trail ain't likely to have as good a selection as here. And if you think the prices here are bad, whoo-wee, I hear they's 2-3 times higher out west.
Hi there. Howdy.
Hi there. Howdy.
Morning.
How you doing?
Hello.
Howdy.
Hey, watch where you're going. What do you think? You own the place? You're one of them immigrants going out west on the trail, ain't you? You just watch your step around here. I ain't the only one who don't take kindly to careless strangers.
Say, you're one of them folks from that wagon train there, ain't you? Where are all you people coming from? I'm trying to get word of my cousin who's supposed to be out on the trail. He came out of Kentucky and was traveling with 2 young'uns. His name's Brown, Elisha Brown. I'd like to tell him about a sadness in his family that happened just a week after he left. Send what mail you can to your family as you travel. Forts are a good place for it. Ain't much else we can do except keep asking if someone's seen our people along the way.
Say, you folks heading out on the trail, be sure to check your supplies often. If you're near to running out of essentials, you can usually buy more at forts or trading posts. If you got no money, you might be able to trade with other travelers for what you need, but don't wait until it's too late.
I've been told you're looking for a doctor. I'll do the best I can. Mind you, I don't have access to all the modern equipment and medicines like the physicians back east. If you see any plants with reddish leaves, don't eat 'em or drink the water nearby. Those red leaves are a good sign of alkali.
Ooh. Howdy.
Say, you're not from around here, are you? Well, I bet you're with that wagon train that's passing through. Watch yourself in these parts. Not everyone's as friendly as I am.
See you're going west by wagon. I sure hope you got extra sets of clothing. You'll need extra clothes. Trail's hard on 'em and it gets cold, and you can trade 'em to Indians for fresh vegetables, fish, or meat. It's well worth hiring an Indian guide whenever you can at a river crossing, but expect to pay them. They're sharp traders, not easily cheated.
Pardon me, folks. I was wondering whether you've seen this character, Nasty Jack Finley. He's a cattle rustler, horse thief, and all-round troublemaker. He's even been rumored to kill a man, though ain't no proof of it, yet. But he's due for a hanging, that's for sure. I'd recommend you steer clear of him. He can be a mean one. And if you see him, notify the local authorities as quick as you can. Well, good day to you.
Hey there.
Howdy do, neighbor. Are you in need of my services? You won't find a blacksmith much better than me. When I'm finished with my current batch of repairs, I'll be pleased to help you. I can make or repair wheel rims, shoe your animals, what have you, and I charge reasonable rates. Your animals and your wagon are the only things that'll assure your success on this journey. Worn out or sore-footed animals can get you in a heap of trouble. Take good care of them, and they'll take good care of you.
Natalia Nyasnyakovich. My family is going to the big valley in the west, where there is so much good land. We are from St. Petersburg. We have many great mountains in Russia, but not near where we lived. I have never seen such mountains as the ones here in America. At the next hills or mountains we come to, we will share with another wagon to do what they call double teaming animals. Maybe that will work well for you.
Look off in the distance, you can see Chimney Rock looming up like the lofty tower of some town. I don't think I'll tire of gazing on it. You can see it for miles and miles as you travel toward it. As long as we keep heading toward Chimney Rock, we're not likely to stray off the trail.
Chimney Rock by moonlight is awfully sublime. Last night, some Indians came to our wagon with fish to exchange for clothing. We bought a number. They make for a good change of diet. The Indians understand swap and no swap. They seem most anxious to get shirts and socks.
Goodness, have you ever seen anything like that before? Well, you hear stories and see pictures of things like this, but it's nothing compared to actually seeing the real thing. My father, who journeyed out in these parts back in the 30s, says we ought to keep moving all the time. Winter will be coming before we know it.
This here's Robideau Pass. I hear it's named after a Frenchman, Joseph Robideau, who's well known in these parts as a trader. Some folks say St. Joseph, Missouri was named after him too, but I don't rightly know about that. Can't say that I do.
It can't go on like this. We got to figure out the best treatment before half the wagon train is stricken and killed.
Let's stop a while. I hear rest is important for helping a smallpox patient to recover.
Smallpox? That spreads like the devil. We'd better leave that wagon behind.
If it's smallpox, then we have to get a hold of a doctor immediately.
We can't go on like this.
Ah, more dad-blamed fools out in the middle of nowhere. Watch your tongue, friend. Sometimes it don't pay to talk smart to the wrong party. Watch your step. Not everyone's as forgiving as me. Why don't you folks just move along now?
hope you don't mind me saying that I've had just about enough of this journey. I've a good mind to stay right here, at least for a week or two, and then turn around and head back home. I've never experienced such troubles as I have on this trail. I figure I'm lucky to still be alive. Only trouble is, if I were to decide to go back, I don't know if I could find anyone to go with me. And I'm not about to travel by myself. Oh, I suppose we should just get on with it. We can rest here a short while, but then let's get going. The sooner we leave, the sooner I can put this part of my life behind me.
Hello.
How's doing, friends? You must belong to that wagon train that just pulled in. I'm a scout round about these parts. I hire myself out to the army, wagon train surveyors, just about anyone in need of my services. Sorry I can't help you folks right now. I got me a contract and I'm sticking to it. Rest up here for a day or two and restock your supplies. But don't waste too much time. You'd best be heading on your way soon to beat the snows.
Might be a good place to rest a while.
Looks like as good a place as any to lay by a day and put up some fresh supplies.
Hello.
Folks looking to do some trading? Trading is one of the main things people do out here at Forts. Why, it's pert near a form of entertainment for some souls. Keep a sharp eye out on your supplies and your money. There's some unscrupulous types around here that wouldn't mind relieving you of some of your possessions.
Say, how's it going, friend? I'm doing just fine now that I got me 4 oxen instead of just 2. Well, I thought I was done for back there a ways before Fort Laramie, but I traded all my extra sets of clothing there for 2 more oxen. Are you headed for California? I hear there may be a shortcut that'll get there 2-3 weeks earlier than the regular way.
Howdy, name's Austin Billings. I'm traveling with my wife Sophie. We hail from Texas. I bought my way out of slavery working as a part-time cowhand, and Sophie was a free woman who earned a living as a seamstress. We're going west to build a new life. Pretty much like everyone else, I reckon. Some people push themselves too hard 'cause they're afraid of the winter snows. And that's a reasonable fear, but it's just as risky to overexert yourself. We keep a steady pace, no more than that, and make sure to take a day off now and then to rest.
Howdy, friend. Fine day, isn't it? Least as fine as one can expect right now hereabouts. Be warned. Don't dig a water hole. Drink only river water. Salty as some of these rivers are, it's better than the cholera. We buried my husband just last week. No more than I've already given you, but I could use some help with this here harness if you can spare the time.
Good day to you. If you don't mind, I'll stop and rest a spell. We set out on the trail a while back, hoping to reach the new land. But as you may know, my oldest boy perished in a wagon accident back a ways, and I've no greater desire now than to return to my folks back in Philadelphia. Be very, very careful going down steep hills. That's how my son was killed. We didn't take the proper precautions and, well, forgive me, but I'd prefer not to talk about it anymore.
On the deep sands route, the sand is thick and heavy, and wagons can get bogged down in it. Why, I even hear it can turn to quicksand after heavy rains.
Personally, I'd like to just leave him behind, but I suppose it ain't fitting to do that, now is it?
Hadn't tried to continue in all this mud, this wouldn't have happened now, would it?
I suggest you borrow some animals from someone and then double team your wagon. That should enable you to pull out of the mud.
If you lighten your wagon load, you may be able to pull your way out.
Hadn't tried to continue in all this mud.
Let's stop here a while and rest.
This is a good place to rest for a while. There's lots of good water here.
Good day to you. My name's Helen Whitney. My family and I are from Atlanta, Georgia. We're going to California. We had a profound religious experience last year and came to the realization that slavery is a terrible evil. We freed our servants and decided to move west, where there is no involuntary servitude. My guidebook says that here at Pacific Springs is the last good water we'll find for the next 10 miles or so. We're entering alkali country, and game will be getting scarce too.
I think we ought to keep going.
Hello, I'm Sophie Billings. Now, will you take a look at that? All those people carving their names in the rock out here in the middle of nowhere. Don't think we've had much of a chance to talk. My husband and I are from right outside Memphis, Tennessee. Free black folks aren't any too welcome there right now. That's why we're going west. My brother Gordon, he went out to Oregon last year. Wrote and told me about some people in this wagon train whose animals all died after drinking some bad water. I'd be real careful about that if I were you.
Howdy, partner. Good to see ya. All along the trail we find wagon irons and keg hoops cast off, piles of bones marking the remains of someone's prized animal. Like our poor stock, I'm plumb wore out. Afraid I ain't one to give advice. You might take it, and then you'd be in hot water for sure.
You know, when I think of all the things I've seen on this journey, nothing has impressed me more than the violent thunderstorms on the plains. From the bullwhip crack of the lightning dazzling my eyes, to the cannon-like boom of thunder, the heavens issued forth such a volume of water, we were all soaked through in the first few seconds, and the hail sometimes. I take time each day to add a few words to my journal. I recommend you do the same. It lifts the spirits to record our progress, and it may prove valuable to friends and family that follow. Even generations to come may find it of some interest.
Looks like as good a place as any to lay by a day and
Howdy do, neighbor. Howdy do, neighbor. Howdy do, neighbor.
Howdy. I'm one of the regulars here at the fort. I'm here for the adventure and the steady pay. The conditions is tolerable, and I can send a bit of money home to my ma. I've been here since last spring. Before that, I was part of a troop down by Santa Fe. We travel out most days, checking the area and calling on the immigrants. You might take advantage of this place to rest a while and build up your strength for the next part of your journey. And maybe you wouldn't mind sharing a bit of your home cooking with the poor feller? I've a mighty longin' for my sweet mama's fine victuals.
These mosquitoes are driving me crazy. Let's pick up our pace and get away from here as soon as we can.
A wagon accident. Well, I figure we're seeing the elephant for sure now.
If there are any injuries, we have to make sure the wounds are treated properly.
You don't want them to get infected.
Holy moly! Looks like there was an avalanche. I don't see how we can clear that up. Let's find another way.
There must be another path we can take.
If we all pitch in, we can clear a path through these rocks in just a few hours. Let's get our tools.
Holy moly!
Hola, habla español? Or do you speak English? Do you want to trade? I am Woman Who Came Back. I was captive of Paiute renegades for many years before I escaped and returned to my Bannock village. The renegades treated me like a slave, but I learned to speak some Spanish while among them. I have dried fish to trade. Dried fish do not taste as good as fresh ones, but they will keep for a long time. I also have moccasins. I am known as the best maker of moccasins in my village.
Well, it looks like we're gonna have to make a choice here. We can either cross the Snake River here using those 3 islands sorta like stepping stones across the river, or we can avoid crossing and just follow the south bank of the river. Well, I hear that the south route is right sandy and rough. On the north route, we gotta cross the Snake twice. But we also go past Fort Boise. I think I prefer the north route myself.
I suggest we take the north route to Fort Boise.
Looks like this is another one of those places where people feel the need to go carving their names in the rock. Well, you'd think that people would have better things to do. But I suppose they're just so proud of themselves for coming all this way that they feel they need to leave a record of their accomplishment. It won't be long before we reach Fort Boise. We should be sure to stop there and buy supplies, at least those of us who need them. It would also be a good place to rest up, maybe do some wagon repairs.
Every night, even though I ache from the day's toils, my head is filled with dreams of the rich farmland of the far west. I'll build myself a fine, handsome homestead, and I'm certain I'll be rich and prosperous within 5 years. Now's no time to give up, nor is it a time to make any serious mistakes. We're more than 3/4 of the way there.
Welcome, folks. Pleased to meet you. Sorry we can't boast much in the way of accommodations. The few quarters here ain't a heap much bigger than a monk's cell. We'd be mighty appreciative of a bit of entertainment in the evening. Most travelers come around to share a bit of news, and there's always somebody who can tell a good tale. You could try that bit of level ground just over yonder for camping.
Wait a minute. Just let me finish writing this in my diary. There. You know, I don't know what we'd do if it weren't for these forts along the way. Sure is a comfort to me knowing that, even way out here in the wilderness, every now and then there's a place where we can relax a spell. I vote we stay here a couple days and rest up. It won't do any of us no good if we exhaust ourselves.
Bonjour.
Looks like as good a place as any to lay.
Howdy. Howdy. How's doing, friends? You must belong to that wagon train that just pulled in.
Buenos días.
Conditions aren't likely to improve anytime soon.
It says right here in our guidebook, you must hire an Indian to pilot you at the crossings of the Snake River, it being dangerous if not perfectly understood. My husband insists on crossing without a guide. I don't think it wise, but that's just his way. Well, if it were up to me, I'd hire one of these Indians here to help. They look like they know what they're doing.
I think we should hire someone to help us across.
We're getting close now, ain't we?
Now, why in heaven's name would anybody want to go back to 3 Islands?
Since crossing the Snake near Fort Boise, it's been just rough terrain and desert. Us deeper each day, 6 inches at times. No tracks, just clouds of dust. Many cattle choked on the dust after swimming the river, then bled and died. We can't waste any time getting through this awful country. I hear there's another river not too much further ahead, and the terrain changes soon after that.
No, this riverbank makes for a good restin' place. Let's rest here a time before crossin'.
I hate to burden you with my problems, but I just gotta talk to someone right now. I hope you don't mind. My youngest, Caleb, drowned in a swollen creek, and my husband died of typhoid last week. Now I travel alone with my other 3 children. The eldest, Sally, is 11. I fear she'll be full grown before we reach our goal. Heaven help us, but I don't know what I'd do without the good people on my wagon train. I'd stick with them through thick and thin if I were you.
I fear we've grown rather shabby. My shoes have worn out, and our clothes have nearly become rags. The trail affords us few opportunities for renovation. We've had some luck fishing, better than hunting sometimes. One gentleman in our party brought some fishing hooks. I do declare those little hooks have saved us a good deal of grief. I do hope you're being sure to give yourselves frequent rests along the way. That's especially important when someone's injured or ailing, and be careful not to push yourselves too hard.
Top of the day to you, friend. Name's Casey O'Neill, late of County Clare in Old Ireland.
Whenever we noon, we have the children rest under the wagon for a bit of shade. The relentless sun draws more strongly from our strength than do the walking and climbing. I'd dearly love to have a sly look in at home to see what they're about. I'm pleased to move on to a new life, but leaving family and old friends is a trial indeed. Keep your faith, friend. Our journey's end draws closer each day.
What could possibly go wrong simply going down a hill?
Make sure everyone locks their wagon wheels before going down this hill. We don't want any runaway wagons.
I'm Natalia Nyasnyakovich.
Yes, neighbor, it's a sorrowful man you're meeting. I'm a-headin' back home with the children. My wife took the cholera and died, and my youngest child was crushed after falling from the wagon. I'm turning home with a heap of sorrow. Makes no sense going on. This road has cost me dear, and I hear say till now has been the easy part. Turn back while you still got your people. No telling what calamity'll hit you before you reach the new country.
This close to the Dalles, we should head straight to it.
Whoa, partner. It's me, your old pal Nick Tillman. Say, aren't you sure which way to go here? Well, this is where the trail from Fort Walla Walla meets up with the shortcut directly from Doe Canyon. At least I'm pretty sure it is. Ain't no supplies at Fort Walla Walla worth a dickens any hoots. If you take this here road going due north, it ought to take you directly to the Dalles. Hello! 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 Hello!
We met a man yesterday who said he'd already been to California. His report bore a good account of the country and the quality of the land to be had. That was a relief to hear. Underation. I've been working for other folks all my life. In the new land, I'm going to have my own land and herd. Yes, sir, I can hear them cattle calling my name. I hear California's the best place for raising cattle. Acres of wild oats keep 'em fat and happy. Oregon's more country for farming and lumbering.
Hello! Hello!
Howdy. Name's Jubilation Higginbottom. If that's too much a mouthful, you can call me Julie. And I don't want to hear any smart cracks about that neither. I'm a prospector, but I'm just coming to the realization that there ain't too much around here worth prospecting, so I think I'll move on. Sorry, but I gave up giving advice years ago. Nearly got myself shot back in '32 by a fella who blamed me for his misfortune, all because I gave him some advice.
Howdy, we're having to lighten the load on our wagon. I've carried my mother's framed mirror all the way from home. It's with great effort that I cast off this last gentle reminder of the dear friends and family I've left behind. But our success in reaching the end of the trail is of greater import. None save to do whatever you can to make the work on your animals a little easier. Lighten your load, rest 'em often, take good care of 'em. If you lose your animals, you're in danger of losing your life.